Today, we're going to be looking at some of the most promising altcoins in the decentralized data cloud storage space. Data storage as a market size is around 200 billion and is expected to go up around 3x by 2030. This is a huge narrative that is growing massively, and it poses a real issue in Web 2 because of the centralization problem, especially when we think about innovations like AI is going to leverage decentralized data storage, because for AI to thrive, it needs data, and it needs immutable data with no restrictions. So this narrative around decentralized data storage is going to be very big. And with how big this market is going to be, within a decade's time, it's going to be worth over $1 trillion. If you've been watching people like Arthur Hayes, you've been hearing him shill Filecoin relentlessly. Arthur is very bullish on decentralized data storage. So I think it's fair to speculate on, maybe, these data storage coins could capture a lot of that market. A lot of that growth could go to decentralized data storage and computing. So Filecoin is kind of like the tip of the iceberg, in my opinion. I am not looking into Filecoin as my main bet in the decentralized data storage world. I know this is kind of like the safest bet, I would say, because it's already so big. The price is already so low, 98% down from all-time high. But I would not be touching this personally. Just my personal bet off the research I've done, I would look into maybe Arweave, as the token inflation is a lot better and the branding is a lot more slicker. Now, these both two different things. I'll leave that on you to do the research, but we're just going to keep going down the risk spectrum from, basically a rank 34 coin to now rank 109, just under $500 million, or just over $500 million. But let's go a little bit further. I'm sure you've heard of these two coins, right? These are tip of the iceberg, in my opinion. I want to kind of peel things back. So something I think that's really interesting is actually AKT. It's actually close to the same valuation as Arweave, but Akash has been crushing. I mean, this thing is up 700%. It's coming back to life compared to its lows. And what's cool about Akash is, once again, it's playing in the decentralized data storage worlds, but it's on it's on Polkadot, I believe. Osmosis. Yeah, okay. So it's is this, I actually don't remember. Yeah, Cosmos ecosystem. I thought it was Polkadot. It's on Cosmos, which Cosmos is going to be very relevant next bull run, I feel, with the upgrades coming to it. And generally speaking, projects that leverage Cosmos's technology do very well. Like Luna. Shout out to Luna Classic, Terra Luna, before it dumped to hell. But AKT is something I would not fade. It has a double narrative where it's playing on the Cosmos ecosystem and it's playing on decentralized data storage, which I think is super duper cool. I know Elio Trades has an AKT node. He's bullish on Akash, and I think Akash will actually do very well. This is definitely up there in some of my top picks for decentralized data storage. Now let's go a little bit further. AOS network. This one's very interesting. It's on Ethereum. This has a narrative of AI with data storage. If we go to AOS and look, do your own research, their branding is really, really dope. They're kind of doing three things at the same time, where it's like a layer 1 blockchain with full ETH and Cosmos interoperability using EVM and WASM smart contracts. But it's also doing things like, look, the DCDN connects to a global network of nodes, new decentralized media economy, optimal delivery speed, affordable low cost, unlimited shared bandwidth. So it's going to be able to do things like storage, file transfer, live streaming, etc. And there's also an AI component to this as well. I'll leave that up to you to look into it a little bit deeper. But AOS, I'm actually very bullish on this. I know a couple crypto degens. That one guy who was on Ivan's show is very bullish on AOS, and it's coming back to life. It's getting a lot of volume. It's actually the most volume it's ever had in its entire life. So we love to see it. It's still down heavily, 94%. I wouldn't fade AOS. I actually think they're doing something really interesting. Now let's get into the ultra microcap, really high risk decentralized data storage coins. Now, no one's ever told you about this one, but it's going to be Jackal. Jackal is very interesting. I actually met the team in real life in Toronto before the token was even live. So I was learning about this last year, and no one is talking about Jackal right now. They had a good launch pump, dumped down, accumulation zone for a long time, and now it's starting to chop back up. This one is going to do super well. Once again, building on Cosmos. So it's got the Cosmos narrative, but it's doing multiple things. It's kind of doing a little bit of like ENS, but for Cosmos, as well as storage network, on-chain data storage. It's very interesting. I would not fade Jackal, just how small they are and how dedicated they've been to actually building this. They're definitely going to be one of those projects that will do well when Cosmos heats up. So there's a lot here. Once again, like, do your own research, man. Like, I'm not going to hold your hand through it all. I don't want this video to be 3 hours long, trying to explain every single thing. I'm just going to give you the breadcrumbs, the coins, the tickers. Look into it for yourself. Where is this purchasable? It's only on DEXs, on Cosmos. It's on Osmosis. So Jackal is something I would look into for sure. 17 mil fully diluted. It's tiny compared to its bigger brothers. This thing could definitely rip when the narrative pops off, and you would see crazy gains. Not financial advice. Okay, last but not least, this token has not been released, but it's called Nillion. And I know Arthur Hayes is participated in the seed round of this, and I know that because he's alluded to it. If you go type in Arthur Hayes and Nillion, you can see he sat on stage with them, and he's talked about how he's opened up his VC investing house to go, taking seed rounds. And he's so bullish on decentralized data storage. He's shilling Filecoin all the time. And here he is sitting right beside the CEO of Nillion, and he runs an investing office called Maelstrom. And we know Nillion raised a lot of money. In the investor deck on Nillion, we can see that they raised 20 mil in 2022, which was one of the hardest times to raise money. They raised 20 million, right? Nuts. The people who are getting in on the private round on this, they're going to make a killing. Look into Nillion. I'm not going to bore you guys with it, but like, if you just go to their website, you can look into it yourself, and it's got a very, very easy breakdown on what it is here. So I would really be researching Nillion if you're bullish on decentralized data storage and you want to find that hidden gem that no one is talking about. You were here first. I told you guys about Nillion before they blew the heck up. They're only at 23,000 followers. They're getting bigger. I think their token's going to launch in late 24 or 2025. I know Filecoin's ICO was in 2017, and the token didn't go live till about 2020. So there's usually a 2 to 3 year wait period between the time of the funding for the token until it hits the market. And the people who bought the ICO, they bought Filecoin at $1, and Filecoin ran up to hundreds of dollars, so they made hundreds of X's. I think that's going to be happening again. And decentralized data storage is a nice narrative where it's kind of like middleware. You're not betting on one particular risky product. It just is kind of like a protocol infrastructure middleware to just store data for all these other people, whether it's in Web 2 or Web 3. So I'll leave it at that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Show me some love down below. It does take time to do these. And until next time, cheerios.